Hi there, Janet Fritz here for Galaxy Girl Creations. Welcome to my channel. Welcome to another day of Mixed Media Mayhem, where we're supposed to be using acetate, paint, and splatter. It is also series 19 of 30 Days of Sketches with Christy's Beautiful Life. This is our sketch today. It is by Aprilynne Bishop Barrett. And actually, this might actually even be yesterday's sketch. I'm not really sure if it's the one for today or yesterday. I'll have to look that up. But anyway, this is the one that I'm using today. I have 2 photos and a journaling spot that I'm going to be doing. So I figured this would be a good one because I'm going to use the journaling spot as one of those photos. I'm not doing a bunch of florals. I actually wasn't sure if I should add them at the end or not. Not florals necessarily, but more embellishments. But I'm doing a whole bunch of mixed media, so I'm not really sure. I kind of feel like it's enough. Once everything is said and done. So since we are using acetate, paint, and splatter, I pulled out some Dylusions shimmer paint in London Blue. I believe it's lime green. I could be wrong on that, but I believe it's lime green, and I think it's called cut grass or grass green, or I'm not really sure. I will hold them up at some point so you can see, and I will link them down below as I always do in case you are interested in any of these paints. I'm also using a stencil from Aall that has this kind of, I don't know, industrial feel to it, I guess. And it might seem like a strange stencil to be using for this particular layout because I'm in the photos. There's a photo of food, there's a photo of me with food in front of me. And then the journaling spot, I am documenting my husband and my 31st anniversary that we kind of forgot. And I won't say that we forgot our anniversary. Neither one of us realized it was October 1st, and that's our anniversary. And I didn't realize it until one of the kids at work was doing homework, and the 5-year-old asked how to spell October, and could she change the calendar so she could see how to spell it. And then I went, oh, well, it's the 1st, huh? It's not September anymore. I guess it's our anniversary today. Neither one of us even realized the calendar had changed over. So on my way home, I called my husband and wished him a happy anniversary, and he was a little bit, oh yeah, yeah. How did we miss that? So we agreed to meet at one of the restaurants that's pretty close to our house. It's a Vietnamese pho place, but they have other things as well. And so when I got there, I didn't realize he was actually already there. So when I went in, he already had the food ordered for us because that's how great he is. He knows just what I like. And so yeah, it was great. It was very quiet, and back to why I picked this mechanical or industrial looking stencil. The place is called Pho TikTok, or TikTok Pho. It's got clocks, a lot of clock type stuff inside, and industrial looking gear kind of things. And so that's why I picked it, because there's a bunch of decor that is like that. And I know that has nothing to do with what's in the pictures, but it's a subtle reminder to myself of where we're at. So I did hold up those paints, but I talked right over it. It was not the lime paint. It was mushy peas and cut grass. So the lighter color is mushy peas, the darker color is cut grass, and then the blue is in fact London Blue. And then if you're wondering what I'm doing here, I'm making some layers to go behind my photos, and I am using India ink. These have been in my stash for a very long time, at least 5-6 years, and I think I've used one of them one time. And so, I've been thinking I need to get these out and start using things more before they go bad. In fact, I thought some of them would probably be bad and dried up, but they weren't. I think all but maybe one of them I was able to resurrect, and that other one is sitting with some distilled water in it to see if I can resurrect it. I don't know if I will be able to or not, but these are I think it's Dr. Martin's pH something or other. I'll find a link for it. If I find a link for it, I'll put it down below. So I'm just using a dropper to apply it, and then what I'm applying here is the water from cleaning out the dropper. So it's a very light version of this blue. And then this is the yellow ochre, ochre, not okra like the food you eat, ochre, O-C-H-R-E, I don't know, ochre. I think that's how you say it. It's been a long week, you guys. My kiddos have only had half days all week, and so it's been very busy, and my mind is not 100% here. Not that it's not on this paper or voicing this video, it's just not 100% in attendance. So again, I'm using a dropper, and I am just applying some of that color on these book pages. The book pages are out of a really old Reader's Digest, and I purposely bought this Reader's Digest for like $5. It's one of the books, not the magazine. And I bought it for the book pages, and I really like the cover. So once I use all of the book pages, maybe I can repurpose the cover for something. I don't know. And if you're wondering why I didn't just use it as an art journal or something like that, the paper is really brittle, and as you turn the pages, they're not gonna hold up in an art journal situation. We'll just put it that way. They are very brittle and very delicate. So, you know, if they work for mixed media, they work for mixed media. If they don't, that's okay too. So now that my background paper is dried, I am going to go ahead and cut some of these papers. If you're wondering why I made the papers the colors that I did, I'm wearing a blue shirt. The yellow color kind of matches my hair, but it really matches those noodles very well. And then I pulled in the green in the background because there is some green on the plate of food. So I'm just working with the colors that are in my photos. Now I'm also supposed to be using some acetate. So I pulled in a really old Hambly print from a very long time ago. I don't even know how long. These are at least a decade old. I'm not even sure when Hambly went out of business. But I've still got some of them, and so I decided to pull in this one that's got a circular piece. It actually has some lines where you could actually do some writing on it or something like that. But I just rotated the piece so the lines are hidden behind the photograph, because I knew I wasn't going to be doing any writing on them, and I didn't want it to look like I just left my journaling spot open or something like that, because I'm doing the journaling on that stamped in image of the book, the library card, and that is an old Stampin' Up stamp. It's been in my stash for a very long time. I don't know what set it's from, because I only have that stamp left from the set. I got rid of all the other ones, I'm pretty sure, and so that one is pretty much the only one that is still around from the set, and it's the only one that is wood mounted left in that set for sure. That's a for sure thing. So yeah, that's going to be my journaling spot. Now I am inking everything up with a little bit of black soot distress ink while I go ahead and ink these things up. Don't forget there are a bunch of people playing along with Mixed Media Mayhem, and you can see how they have decided to use acetate, paint, and splatter. And then there are a bunch of people playing along with 31 days of sketches, and the playlist for both of those are down below in my description box. Also, I thought I would mention, I don't mention this very often, but I do have affiliate links down there. So the links for the products are affiliate links. So I do get a little bit of a commission back on there. And I have actually recently set up a little storefront in Amazon. It's not anything I'm selling. It's just so you can easily see the things that I use. And they are split out into some really easy categories. So we've got mixed media, we've got tools, we've got technology that I use in my craft area, whether it be for filming purposes or for printing purposes, for photos or anything like that, or my silhouette or something like that. Those are all in there, including a lot of things that you guys ask me a lot about, which is my desktop vacuum, my mixed media mixer, which is it's not like a music mixer, it mixes up the mixed media. The iris bins that I have that are like 10 inches long, or 12 inches long. No, I'm sorry, 13 inches long. They hold branding strips and a lot of my ephemera. All of that stuff is in there. So I've got some storage solutions in there that I use in my craft room. And so there is a link in towards the bottom that says my Amazon storefront. If you're interested in checking that out, you can go and see some of the things that I've got in my room. It is by far not a comprehensive list, especially of mixed media, but it does have a lot of the things that I use for travel also, for when I travel for crafty type of things. So it's down there, and if you decide to use any of those links, I definitely get a little bit of a commission back. So I thought I would put that out there because it might be a nice way for you guys to see some of the things that I use. So I'm not going to mention that a whole lot in my videos from here on out. I might mention it 1 or 2 times just so that people are aware it is down there. But I thought I would put it out there because it is new. So I am using my liquid glue to hold everything down because, as you saw, I did use some texture paste from Ranger, the opaque white texture paste, and I put it through the same stencil that I used to do all of that dark blue color, which is the one from Aall and Create. I don't know the name of it off the top of my head, but again, I'll link it down below. And I did also use a stencil. I think it's from Art Anthology. It's a bunch of little, like a dot matrix type of a stencil, lots of little dots. I'll put the link for that down below if it's available as well. But I did use my texture paste through the industrial looking one, not the dot one. And so I am using liquid glue to hold everything down because liquid glue goes really well with mixed media and the ATG or any of the like little dot adhesive dot rollers. Those don't hold great over textured mixed media. So I also have pulled in this little fork and spoon from MK's shop, and I really love how it looks. I kind of kept it pretty simple. That Time Together is from Color Cast Designs. It's been in my stash for a very long time, so I don't think that's available any longer either. But that is it, you guys. I hope you enjoyed this one, and if you have any questions or comments, leave them down below. As always, I'll get back to you as quickly as I can. Thanks for spending time with me today. I really appreciate it, and I'll be back again with another one real soon. Bye-bye.